It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but it appears to everyone who has apparently a couple of neurons and a working synapse that Hunter Biden is going down finally. Finally, it's happening. Mr. Big Shot, Mr. I'm too smart. I'm above the law. Here, let me draw you a couple of pictures. Mr. Laptops and meth and crack and swill and every vile aspect of this waste of flesh, who has flouted in the law, who has basically made a mockery out of justice. This cur, this vile ingrate, this waste of flesh, this colossal, this purulent pustule, this feruncle, this sebaceous cyst, this horrid human appears to have run out of runway. With his bong swilling lawyer, thought he'd just walk in, hey, everything's great. The judge is, oh no, wait. Let's see what's going on here. And it remains incredible. I'm thinking to myself, this appears, obviously, there's something really bad has happened here. This is not good. Because Hunter's plea deal just fell apart. It's absolutely without peer. It's gone, I tell you. What did he do? He ended up pleading not guilty. Why? Because the deal was off the table and you're in court. What do? If you don't plead not guilty, you got to plead guilty. So he pled not guilty to buy some time. He was expecting to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax counts of willful failure to pay tax as part of some little plea deal to avoid jail time. Well, not necessarily. But this judge, Mary Ellen Noreika, didn't accept this plea agreement. Seems she asked some questions regarding the, dare I say, the constitutionality of this particular case, specifically this clause, this aspect, this particular condition of the diversion agreement, and the immunity that Hunter theoretically would or would not receive. He also expected to enter some type of pretrial diversion program regarding a separate felony charge of possession of a firearm by a person who was an unlawful user of drugs and controlled substances. And these pretrial diversions are good. They say basically, if you're a good boy for X amount of time, we'll just drop the charges. Well, the judge kept asking prosecutors on the investigation and questioned them regarding whether there was a possibility of any future charges. And then asked prosecutors if Hunter was currently under active investigation. The prosecutors said, well, he was, but would not answer particular questions specifically as to what he was under investigation for. Now, this in the back end, or on the tail, I should say, of this weird switcheroo, perhaps alleged naughty behavior on the part of his lawyers, who may have called the clerk's office impersonating a lawyer from the House. I mean, this, and they're going after Rudy Giuliani for what? For what? Now that remains to be seen. That is so serious, if true. If that is unbelievable, if that goes that far. But here's what's happening. I had this judge one time, and he was known for being pretty tough. And that was a brand new prosecutor, and he turned to this defendant and he says, you know, we had a dog one time, and my fellow prosecutor, my, advisor, supervisor, whatever, said, oh, here comes the dog speech. Get ready. Curtains. He said, you know, we had a dog. We loved that dog, and we had him for years. And then one day he started making a mess in the corner. Well, you know what happens. The dog's getting old. And then we thought maybe we'd move him, and he made another mess, and another mess. And we loved that dog, and we tried everything we could. But one day he just made one mess too many. We had to get rid of that dog. I don't know exactly how they got rid of him, he said. But you know, you're kind of like that dog. We've given you a chance. We've seen you before. You've come here. We just had enough of you. You never took us seriously. You never acted as though you took us seriously. Well, it's just about to get real serious. And then they pack the guy away for whatever. There comes a point, especially when people are saying goodbye to Biden, goodbye to the presidency, getting rid of him, undoing, when Democrats, people are saying, we've had enough of this. We're getting clobbered by Bobby Kennedy. We're being clobbered by Trump. The poll numbers are just plummeting. And this guy, this vermin, this stench, this human flotsam and jetsam, this egesta, this punk keeps coming up. And we're running out of things to say, and we're running out of things to do, and we're running out of ways to perhaps look the other way, to maybe try this. Well, you know, he's a drug-addled person. The cocaine in the White House, we've had it. And when it gets to the point where people have said, we've had it, and when somebody says, you know, it might actually benefit us if we lower the hammer on this guy. The Hunter laptop, the weaponization. I mean, it's come to the point. And this guy is so oblivious. He is so privileged. He has a sense of, nobody can touch me. Oh, yes, they can. And you know what, HB? That time might be now. And what you are seeing is the little unraveling when the Department of Justice kind of gives the own, well, Judge, do what you got to do. You see, sometimes there are ways you give the judge a hint that you're cool with it. Sometimes judges would say, do I hear a motion to dismiss? And the defense lawyer would say, a motion to dismiss. What do you have to say? Judge, we respect it. You dismiss it. You do it. I'm sending you the message. We're not going to fight this. Go ahead. We've had it. How many times? How many times? How many? In fact, here's the best part. Here's the best part. If they can do a kind of a mini clobbering of Hunter to protect the really bad stuff, that would bring down a lot of folks in the event it ever got to the point where they sat him down and treated him like an actual defendant, an actual suspect, asking him real questions. They might say, you know what, get him in now, lock him in now, and you know, basically let's take him off the off the block, so to speak. And now, if this were Trump, they would charge him 150 million times. It doesn't even matter. But they might say, pack him away for a few years on this, because what he could really give up, and the people he could really embarrass, and the people who he could really humiliate down the road are far more horrible, they're far more terrible than anything that we're appearing right now. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, even with his bong gurgling counsel. Don't be surprised if one day they say, you know what, that's enough. And if the DOJ says, we got our orders, maybe this will take the pressure off of the Democrats. Maybe people have to see a little justice. Maybe it would benefit a lot of people and behoove the Democratic account if something bad happened to this punk once and for all. Don't think this is beyond the realm of possibility. It doesn't happen with a lot of fanfare. Sometimes it starts with this, and that I've got to get to the bottom of this well-oiled, well-heeled white shoe law firm doing what certainly could not possibly have been case. This is shenanigans of the first order. I will leave you with that, my friend. I will leave you with that. Now remember my old judge. Remember what he says. Some days you have a dog and you love him and but one day you see, that is enough. Enough is enough. How much between baby mamas and this and kids and drugs and pictures and the laptop. We don't even know what's on that. Think about how much time. Think about how the Democratic Party has suffered because of this guy. And if somebody says that's enough, then that is enough. If you believe in justice, hope it kicks in now. And if you pray that some way, somehow, this country gets itself back where it belongs. And if that means getting rid of some debris in the road, so be it. All right, dear friends, thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell to be notified of new videos, and whatever you do, I ask you to comment as you see fit.